to our speakers. This is a little bit about public speaking, about the inspiration. They've been dealing with so many questions today that I would like to ask them where to find the inspiration for speech and how to make your speech and answers interesting and exciting for others who are listening. Dennis, are you ready?
Thank you, Olga. It's simple. It really is. And Alexei knows this answer, Ivan knows this answer, and Alina knows this answer. Anybody who's been presenting before knows the answer. Inspiration is all around us. All we need to do is open our eyes and see and listen and maybe even feel what's going on around. I hear all of these stories from my colleagues here in Toastmasters, and it inspires me to search for my own stories, my own points of interest, dare I say, because when I hear all of these other people tell me their stories, how they have arrived where they are now, it makes me reflect upon how I got here. I do have some cheats, of course.
Tell us the cheats.
I keep a journal. I write down interesting things as I hear them, as it comes up in the discussion. I keep a list of questions that I regularly update. I read all the time. I've read, in the month of April, you won't believe this, I read 8 books. So in each one of those books, I was pulling out notes, I was grabbing quotes, I was thinking about what it meant, and then I'd write about it a little bit. So these are tricks, tips, etc. But if you want inspiration, you don't have to look very far. You go to your local Toastmasters and listen to all of the interesting people here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Ivan, what is your inspiration for speeches?
First of all, I would like to say that we have to say yes to our lives. Every day we have to make many decisions. For example, to do some sports, to do a meditation, to read books, to watch some TED videos. And when we accept the challenge, when we feel this fear, feel this life inside of us, feel these strong emotions, we have this inspiration, have this push to have these stories. Of course, there are other amazing recipes. For example, one of them personally for me, the same as for Dennis Daniels, are our meetings, where all these brilliant people come together, discuss their personal stories, share their feelings, their emotions, and what unites all of us, that we come to this meeting to grow as a person, to grow as a leader, to grow as a speaker, to develop our English skills. So for me, there are 3 main inspirations. First are challenges, second are people, and third are books. Because when we read, we also visualize the story of a person. My best recipes, my best books are autobiographies of famous people. So I just recommend you to accept the challenges and read as much as possible. Thank you for this opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Ivan. Oksana, what is your inspiration for public speaking? And in life in general?
Well, my dearest fellow Toastmasters and guests. So where I get my inspiration from, I still cannot figure that out. So, and lately I started to notice that I'm after people's stories, and it's just so like exciting to share the your experience, to listen to all these people's experiences. Because I will tell you one truth. I used to travel to lots of places when I was like in my 20s, probably 18, 19 years old. I used to travel to different countries, who knows, out in the world, and because of the building, or because of the some places, or this square, that thing. But after some time, I actually realized that the most incredible stuff is going on when you communicate with other people. That what really drives me. That's why I'm here, and I find an inspiration in this club, and I just happy to share and listen to your awesome stories and learn something from you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Oksana. Elena, and the last but not least question to you about your inspiration.
Yes, thank you for everyone. Pretty much covered my method as well. Books, interview with interesting people. Sometimes if you really want to reach out to some famous person, as remember Lerio, who was a Portuguese guest here, he said just ask. So once I interviewed a famous honest politic in Romna. She was the mother of one of Toastmasters, and she said yes. So she was happy to answer my question by email, but it still worked. So interesting people, being self-confident to exit your comfort zone and reach out to the person you're really looking forward to speak to. Music, yes, music, because if you listen to modern music, you learn some interesting words, maybe to use in your speeches, and of course, other Toastmasters event. I recommend you Storyteller Sundays. It's organized by Lucas for all the district. And you know what the best speeches are personal story. So they have one personal story, and this speech is successful. So Alexei, your theory about personal stories works all over the world. Thank you for being here and being my inspiration as well, dear Toastmasters.
Thank you, Elena. I would like to be honest that today, hearing all these numerous stories about you being heroes for somebody, about somebody being heroes